Hey guys, welcome to a Tower of Babble video game breakdown. We're talking Batman Arkham Origins, GTA 5, and more, so stay tuned. Kevin Conroy, though, but they said that he might not be back, who's the voice of Batman in animated series and almost everything.
Pretty much everything, yeah.
Won't be back, at least rumored won't be back for Arkham Origins. Obviously not good news, considering they already don't have Mark Hamill. They already don't have Paul Dini who writing, and it's not even being done by Rocksteady. So,
what they say to back it up too is that it's a Batman inexperienced.
It's a younger Batman.
Which makes sense, I think.
Yeah, it's in the past. All this means is it's going to be a different game than what we're used to from past two Batman games.
The combat's obviously is going to be the same.
Yeah.
Did you see that video of them talking about the voice on IGN? Like Greg Miller and
no, I haven't seen that.
Kenny guy. He's like, well, Batman Year One, the guy who did Bruce Wayne, Batman, that was amazing.
That guy sucks.
That guy sucked. That guy was from the OC or whatever.
Yeah.
He's in Southland, that police cop show, which I like.
Man,
what do you
say Southland all the time?
Stop talking about that.
Southland Tales is a movie, and Southland is that cop show.
Oh, Southland's that. Yeah, it's that stupid like teen cop show. Or
it's not teen cop show.
Isn't it like The Hills or something?
No, I actually didn't know it's still on, but like it's getting good reviews, I think so.
I don't know. Anyways.
So we know your favorite movie is Southland Tales or whatever.
No, that was disappointing.
I'm a little concerned about how this game's going to turn out. I really like those are like some of my two favorite games.
Yeah, they're definitely two of my favorite games.
I don't know.
I platinumed both of them, by the way.
I assume the gameplay is still going to be the same.
Well, as long as that's like that, as long as the story...
You're going to have the same fighting system, which everyone loves. Mm-hmm. And probably, hopefully, more flying around. I like the gliding. The grapple.
Hopefully, it's bigger. Just in general, I hope that you can drive the car or something, fly the Batwing or whatever.
If they're focusing on the multiplayer aspect, then it would be bigger, right?
Are they gonna make it smaller than Arkham City was?
Arkham City wasn't that big.
No, it wasn't. But
I could see it being that big, but that was even split up into what, like 5 districts or whatever.
Sections.
Yeah.
So one district could be a multiplayer arena where you gotta catch the bad guy, or he's gotta hunt you down, right?
Yeah.
You like if it was multiplayer 1 versus 1, you wouldn't want a big ass city, right?
Why are they even doing multiplayer? I mean, doesn't really...
Well, they have a cool aspect, right? These heroes or these villains are hired. I think it's by the Joker. I'm not too sure. To take down Batman. So then that's the multiplayer aspect.
So we're the guys trying to take down Batman.
You play as like Deathstroke
you play
or something?
as Deadshot, Deathstroke. All the villains have they have like a picture, I think, with all their faces.
I've seen...
I don't know if they're all playable or who was the main 10. I think there's like 10 or something though.
5.
5?
Pretty sure.
Okay, so you gotta play as those guys.
The deadliest assassins in the
Batman,
DCU.
I guess. Or you can play Batman. You got to get them all in like a time limit or something. I don't know.
It is very early to speculate.
Yeah, it's just all speculation.
I mean, for the record, I'm almost definitely going to buy it. I'm probably going to pre-order it
for
as well.
sure.
So
Batman game.
They said it was set because they already early rumors it was like Silver Age. So I guess what they really meant by that was that he was just young. That he was just younger, which is fine. So maybe there'll be other DC characters other than just
Batman stuff,
like a Superman cameo or Green Lantern or whatever. That'd be cool.
Because I guess we had Arkham City. Well, I guess it was Robin and Nightwing.
So it's just all Batman stuff. Yeah. There was no one except they had Deadshot.
They had the Sinestro Corps skin though.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was cool.
Yeah. That skin's
like in what capacity are these guys going to be in the game?
Who
the other DC?
I don't know.
No, we don't know. But that's what everyone's been wanting is like get them cameo. And then get Rocksteady to make a Justice League game or something.
Something like that. But also this is when Batman's you would hope that in Arkham City that they would have been mentioned at some point, right?
Yeah, yes.
Because if Batman meets them when he's so young and he just doesn't talk about them through all these obviously what happens in Arkham City would be worldwide news.
But they want that. I guess they like that. It was a standalone Batman universe because they had a lot of Batman villains.
Yeah, they did.
Even if you didn't see them. There was backstory or tape recordings, or whatever on the wall, little missions, even with Hush or whatever. You have or Zaz,
and Hush.
That stuff was awesome. It was all Batman villains, right? So it'd be too much, I guess, for Superman to fly down. Why would Superman fly down or Green Lantern or whatever, right?
Yeah, I guess
there needs to be a reason.
I was kind of hoping they would do follow up Arkham City with something that happened after because they teased Hush and they said, well, obviously he'll be back later.
Be back
and even at the end of Arkham Asylum, there's the whole, or even in Arkham City, there's the Scarecrow stuff. Scarecrow's not in Arkham City, but there's a bunch of Easter eggs about him,
and then a lot about Black Mask too. But apparently he's like the main villain actually
in Arkham.
I think maybe he's hiring the.
There's a screenshot and he looks pretty fucking sweet.
Yeah. Because in City you see like the place.
You can see him. No, you see him getting beat up.
At the very beginning of
City. Is he getting beat up or by the guards?
Yeah. I missed that the first time, but yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, he's got like a
But then there's a lot of
chair
Easter
and
eggs of him like escaping the city, like through that tunnel or whatever and stuff.
Yeah.
Who escaped the city?
Black Mask.
Black Mask, like he escaped.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, through that back corner
like
section.
Gate, whatever, by Joker's place.
About the steel mill.
Man,
That's
that
right.
game is sick. But yeah, I was actually hoping for because Green Lantern was popular, like with the movie news and stuff, the comics were popular.
A Rocksteady.
Then they had the skin. I was like, man, Rocksteady, make a Green Lantern game. Like, do your spin, make it sick, right?
Yeah, well, I mean,
and then just I don't know, it's not gonna happen
give it
because
some
just
time,
the popularity
maybe,
right now from the movie or whatever. But finish
Superman.
the trilogy with the Arkham whatever. And then maybe do Superman because that failed on 64 or whatever.
so that one.
Even
One of the worst
Batman
games
had
ever.
shitty games whatever before the Arkham games. So, focus on another character or go big and do Justice League because the movie's coming out in 2 years or whatever, right? So
That's true.
Who else better to do it? They'd have to fit the bill.
Well, to be fair, Rocksteady was a no-name developer, really,
Yeah.
before Arkham Asylum.
But
so
they improved themselves, so...
maybe
and Warner Bros. Is attached with them, right? So
It's probably
they're owned by Warner Brothers.
so
arguably easier to do Batman in a video game than like Superman and Green Lantern.
Yeah,
because the power, the power set.
Yeah, but
whereas they realize that Batman isn't the best in a big ass open world. Like it is now in Arkham City, but Arkham Asylum was all about him in the cave,
very claustrophobic
in the hallways, hiding in the shadows and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, and you get that in Arkham City when you go into like I remember someone calling it like dungeons, like Zelda. Like this is a dungeon.
Yeah,
Whatever.
like
but then
the
you come out, you
museum.
can glide around and feel like Batman.
The overworld, yeah, it's very much. It had very much. If you think about it, it's very much like Zelda. How you're getting new gadgets and
Yeah, bored a lot from everything. I think.
Yeah,
the best games do, in my opinion.
yeah. Well, I mean, that
proven
classic
formula.
formula is like. Yeah. It makes sense, like or there's like the Metroid style stuff.
Yeah, it's always like they borrow from the original games.
Yeah, where you go get stuff, and you come back to an area where before you can do stuff you couldn't do.
Yeah.
And I always like that stuff. I mean,
and like you start off with all your skill sets or not, like Metroid 2, get them back.
I'd like how what they said was they're doing this game. They're doing a tie-in game for the 3DS and for which is gonna side-scrolling like Metroid.
Which is from the Metroid
game.
guy, and then he said recently that he thinks his games suck.
But I mean,
that story was just spun to make it.
Yeah, he was just saying how
my games suck. That's the end, right? He was just saying that he's very harsh on his own stuff, which is normal.
Yeah, everyone says he's
more harsh.
They look at their own stuff
than the average person.
Yeah, when you look back at this podcast, it fucking blows.
But that's cool. I'm excited for that. I remember the side-scrolling Batman games for like what was it on, like Genesis?
I had Batman Returns to
Even
Genesis.
the Game Boy.
It was a fucking hard game. It's a really hard, like punishingly hard game.
Then there were some like animated series games that they did.
There was the one I think it was called Vengeance or something like that.
Yeah, I remember there being like had that silhouette with the red thing behind it. It was sweet.
And then the Batman Begins game too.
Yep.
I saw those two games at Kijiji too.
But I don't think Batman Begins game was any good.
Some people liked. They liked. I remember people liked aspects of it. It wasn't like the greatest game ever, but some of the aspects like you hid in the shadows and stuff and all that stuff. So.
What were you saying about Batman Beyond?
I'm about to get the Batman Beyond skin for Injustice.
You got them all. You got the trophy for it.
What?
You got all the skins.
All the unlockable ones from the game. I'm playing the iOS game, the one I have to beat Batman to get that.
How do you like that game? You just swipe your finger.
It's hard. Where am I now? It's fucking hard.
I didn't even download it.
It's not bad.
The official Iron Man 3 game is an iOS game.
It's not a console game?
No. It's only iOS.
The Star Trek game is out. It costs $59.
That's bullshit. Essentially the Iron Man game is like kind of like the newer Sonics where you would like follow Sonic behind a thing and you go.
Okay.
So he's going like straight. He's flying. You're like shooting stuff and you're dodging.
I bought Sonic Generations, by the way. Just a side note there.
Another one. Don't you already have a Sonic collection game?
Yeah, Daniel has it too. The Genesis collection.
Yeah. So you bought another collection?
No, this is the Sonic Generations, which is the latest, like big Sonic game.
Oh, okay.
Where they did like the past Sonic and the new Sonic, so you can play.
Oh, that's right. You can play sideways.
And the side scrolling actually looks really cool. I haven't played it yet, but it looks really.
Okay, I actually do remember that. It came out a couple years ago, but yeah.
I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of bins in a lot of stores now where there's $20 and under games. I don't know what's going on, but games aren't selling, and they're just like throwing them in bins right now.
I'll tell you what's going on. It's the end of a generation,
yeah,
and
that's true.
You got a new console generation starting soon.
Well, I guess they're just not selling too, right? Because it's whatever store, it's their decision, their discretion, what they want to sell it for.
Yeah,
that's true.
They've already purchased the games from
the
developers or whatever.
The distributor.
Yeah, distributor.
The publisher.
But like Medal of Honor Warfighter, obviously not a good game, but that's everywhere in bins right now for like $20.
Man, fuck that game.
Even like
I bought that last
Medal of Honor is
Honor.
everywhere now for $20. If you want to play that.
Well
for
worth
Xbox,
it.
which
Holy
I'm playing
shit.
right now on PlayStation.
Where are you? How far are you? I guess you can't say that, but
I'm like 15 hours in, but I'm only focusing on the assignments and not the missions.
yeah.
Because I like to get those. I like if I have an assignment that I can do,
Get
I'll
that out
do
of
it
the way.
first, and then I'll do a main mission.
I don't know. I think I kind of did like a good mix of that. Like,
No, I know. Yeah, I do a good mix because when you finish like 5 assignments, then you have a mission, and then you get more assignments, right? And it's really cool because when you go on a mission, it's like completely different from the assignment because all the assignments are the same basically.
yeah, Mass Effect.
So it's like, oh man, this is a new area, a new experience. Like this is awesome. So, and I really don't think talk about Mass Effect for a second. I really don't think the people who like the voice actors like Martin Sheen or is it Martin Sheen or
yeah, in Mass Effect 2.
like I don't know if he plays it, but like, I don't feel like they know exactly what the game does to someone when you play it. You know what I mean? Because when you play that game, aesthetically it doesn't look that good, and it's kind of cheesy, and the dialogue, like the writing's kind of bad.
Sometimes.
But when you get invested and you do all this stuff, and then you do more and more and more,
And you get invested in that whole
it's crazy
universe.
the feeling you get that you want to complete and
It's
save.
very
the
immersive,
universe
yeah,
or
for
whatever.
sure.
I'm just wondering if these voice actors or whatever even know that even happens, or they just think it's just a big blockbuster game that
Yeah, probably.
everyone buys. You know what I mean? So that's just a side note there. I just thought about that the other day.
Well, I mean, they did a good job. I mean, you can't say that they just kind of
Yeah.
like, you know,
What, of
hammed it
the
out.
game itself?
No, like the voice acting. I'm
No,
saying,
yeah,
like,
some of them are good. Yeah, like Martin Sheen's good.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying
he's not
like
in the first one, is he?
if you just like if you play the game like it like the talking between people like
Yeah,
the writing
some of it's
isn't
not
that
very
good.
good.
It's a very like
It's more noticeable in one than it is the other.
yeah, that's true. But I noticed it in 2 a lot.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that sci-fi cliche
So it's
stuff.
just it's and yeah, it's
There's
like
a lot
you
of
play,
it, but,
it's like a person who would just jump in like, why would I want to play this? It's like kind of boring. Like it doesn't get me anywhere. I'm just doing
I have to
one little
scan
thing.
this planet for
But
ore. I don't
you gotta
understand.
get past a certain point to realize that there's so much to do, and then that you're building something
Yeah.
that comes to a conclusion at the end. So
Which came to after Mass Effect came to a conclusion like 7 years later.
yeah,
This
Which is
one
cool.
story we're following, which is
and you follow that character through all 3 games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at a character, a conversation you had in number 1
Could have
happened
an
with
effect.
that person.
Yeah.
Not saying it could have effect. Apparently it didn't. You guys said,
Some
like,
do, some don't. Like,
Yeah.
but they just didn't have the effect that I wanted.
they mostly
a
have
lot.
an effect in that game itself. Like
Yeah,
if you don't
of
do
course.
this mission, they'll be like, "We'll remember this shepherd next time you want something."
It's like, oh, okay, that's
You know,
not
but
very.
there are promises made in Mass Effect 1 that I was really looking forward to the entire season that weren't kept in
Yeah,
Mass
but,
Effect.
and then we knew about them because when you played 2 on the PS3, you had the motion comic, and they made you do 5 or whatever decisions.
Yeah.
So
and
clearly
ones
those
were-
are the only ones that carry over.
Obviously, they weren't like the bigger ones, but like even in 2, like I don't know how far you are in Mass Effect. Have you met the
Don't-
thorium?
Hey,
No, no,
hey,
no, no, no.
Okay, then whatever.
it's
then.
not
I'm on like
generalities here.
the 3rd main
It's
mission.
not. That's not a spoiler.
I guess the game is really old, so I guess
No,
you
that's
could-
not a spoiler.
Yeah,
That's just a
it's
part of the game.
I'm on like the 3rd main mission actually, which
Yeah,
isn't that
anyways.
far. But I'm like 20 hours in though.
GTA 5 released new trailers today, one for each of the main characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys care. They were really well done. Music was really good. That music's always really good.
It's
in
always
the
good,
trailers.
yeah. They get good
Um,
licensing and even original stuff.
Yeah, no, so I'm excited for that game. I'm going to obviously buy it. I never...
Aren't
I
you
beat
mad
the-
that it was pushed back all the way to November and
No,
not spring?
I got other stuff.
You'd have it right now though.
No, it wasn't supposed to be out now.
Yeah, it's supposed to be spring 2013.
No, that could mean a month from now.
I'm
Whatever.
just saying, you could have had it right now.
Which is fine. I mean,
A lot of people are pissed off about it. And
I don't really care about delays. As long as the game is good when the game comes out.
I'm just saying, when it comes out, it's not a next gen. It's not next.
No,
gen
that's
game.
true. But I mean, like I was saying before we were recording, is that apparently you can fit the maps from San Andreas, which is huge, which is like a lot of California.
Yeah, no, it's huge.
From Liberty City and from another game, and
So
from
if
Red
you
Dead.
so if
all
you have a
into
360,
together.
expect 4 discs.
Yeah, well, or 5, I guess, because man.
But so what you're saying though is that that's one series that you will always be excited for and always
Yeah.
purchase day one no matter what.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
I really
How? Like, it's not that.
Rock,
different.
no, because there's a couple reasons.
It's,
Rockstar makes quality games. When I played and I beat Red Dead, I gained a new bit of respect for them, which because they were just the Grand Theft Auto guys or whatever.
Yeah.
But that game was really really good.
Yeah.
If this Grand Theft Auto is anything as half as good as Red Dead was, the game will be great. So I can't.
But what about LA Noire? You bought that too right after Red Dead, and you didn't play. You didn't finish it.
Was that right after Red Dead? Maybe I did not finish it. You're right. No,
Yeah, and you were
But
excited for it.
I was. The game is a little boring. I'm not gonna lie. That game is a little.
So why aren't they continuing with that face technology?
It's
with
expensive and it's really time consuming to do.
but they have the cameras though.
Yeah, but it's also expensive and extremely time consuming. You have to literally do the makeup of the guy, but before he'll he has to have the hat. If he has wearing a hat, he has to be wearing a hat, and his makeup has to be done.
Yeah, but for LA Noire, that for GTA, like there's cutscenes obviously when you do missions and stuff. Yeah, but there's not cutscenes all the time.
Well, in lots past GTA games, it was always just like in-game cutscenes.
Yeah,
and it would never look really good. Yeah, it never really looked that good. No. But it always
they don't have to for that game.
Yeah, but it never really did have to.
I can see that's one game that most people, like the average consumer, always will buy no matter what because it was the first game that did the sandbox like the best.
Yeah, I don't think Grand Theft Auto have always been very story driven games though. Like
no, they're not. But if you want to, you can get pretty invested into it.
I think there is.
But at the end of the day, though, it's all about the gameplay, and everyone loves the gameplay.
The world that it's set in, with like the satire when it comes to like listening to the radio stations, just alone, you could literally never play a single minute of actual gameplay, and just sit in the car and listen to the radio and be entertained for hours. Yeah. And like that's
just the world building is crazy, and the gameplay is awesome, and it always will be. So that's why you have people who buy it day one.
No matter what. I'm in that crowd.
Yeah, I'm kind of in that crowd. Like I want to experience it.
I played. You can play a GTA game without ever playing the story for forever. You don't even ever.
Most of my memories.
Okay, so what's the point of buying a new one?
Because there's always new gameplay, new enhancements. There's a new cars
areas and new cars.
Well, it's a different map. Last time I was excited about a game for how big the map was Skyrim, and I fucking hate that game.
Okay, well you got the PS3 version, so if you played on the Xbox, you'd be happy.
That's actually the most memories I have too. Is just being at a friend's house. And
it's just a group of guys, and like you see how many stars you can get with the cops. Like you see how far you can get before the cops take you down. But if this is the same with every game, why buy another iteration?
No, because it's not the same. Because last game...
Oh, what? The cars are black.
No, because
at the core it is the same, but there's different elements to it.
You can say that with any game.
And for us, now, for older, like 20-year-olds, it is kind of a nostalgia factor, because
for sure.
3 came out a long ass time ago.
I got in with San Andreas. That game
mine was Vice City.
So, it's... The reason you buy it every time, because, San Andreas was the last time they were set in Los Santos. Right, I guess. Okay. So that game was a PS2 game. You think about that.
Xbox as well.
Yeah, Xbox and PS2. Yeah. So the last time they were there was the last gen. So you're going back to this place that you were before that you haven't seen since which was set in the 90s. That's back then. And
because Grand Theft Auto 4 was Liberty City.
Yeah, Liberty City. Yeah. So
but they have all of them in this one.
No. They're just the area's as big as that. It's set in Los Santos and.
So you can go back to the block where.
Yeah, you can go back
to... start in that house.
Probably. You can probably find it. I'm sure it's in there. Yeah. But it's supposed to be huge. Like, they're going to have jets back.
I like that game. I was turned off by the whole gangster thing for some reason. Of San Andreas.
San Andreas?
Like, I like Vice City a lot more because it was like, it pulled from Scarface and stuff. Mm-hmm. And like the 80s or whatever.
And apparently that movie, like the whole sound and like everything, like the whole atmosphere of Vice City was supposed to be like very,
very that one strip, out of water or whatever, that's like straight out of... Scarface. Even a scene where there's like a guy in a bathtub who's getting like
really
up. That's like a scene in Scarface.
No, I know that, but I don't know. I really like Grand Theft Auto games. I always think they're fun to play. Especially this one is supposed to be more story driven than the last.
And you have 3 perspectives too, with the crazy character,
like the old rich guy who's like succeeded. He's kind of like.
And then one of the guys is from Vice City, the main character.
Is he actually?
Yeah.
That's pretty sure. I think that was just a rumor. I don't think that was confirmed.
I don't know. We'll look at.
But anyways, there's like the guy. The gangster who got it, like who won, who has the big house and
from San Andreas. Or whatever?
No. You just that's one of the main characters. You just think of a gangster who finally succeeded. He's now rich and he's miserable. He doesn't like it. Yeah. So he doing more jobs. You've got a guy who he used to work with who's like nuts. He's insane.
Yeah, psychotic.
And like a guy he finds who's like a gangbanger, which is speaking of which, that gangbanger trailer is probably the best one of all the 3.
We'll pull them up afterwards. I'd like to see it, but like...
And again, sound direction...
That's the one that I think is the character from Vice City, right?
The black one? No, you're thinking of the white guy. You're thinking of the white guy, the old white guy.
Yeah, not the crazy one, though.
No. That's not the same guy.
So what's that perspective, then? If you have a crazy guy in a gangbanger, what's that guy?
The guy's like he's like the old-time crook, from back in the day. When he's got like a family and stuff. He's got like a daughter and a son and a wife who like they hate each other. Mm-hmm. Anyway, whatever. That whole trailer is like him talking to his therapist and whatever. So it's good. I'm excited for it. Obviously more stuff will come out.
Maybe you're right. Like this might be a good place for me to jump into that series. I just don't want it. Like the same issue I have with Call of Duty and Madden and stuff like that. Like, you don't want to buy the same game every year.
No, but
for a couple minor differences.
But if you have one of them, what's wrong with that? Do you have any of them?
No, I don't. That's what I'm saying. For me, it's a good jumping point. But like for you, if you have
you never
the other one, I've played them, but I've never played them.
I thought you've owned them. No,
I've never owned any Grand Theft Auto. I've rented them and I played them at friends' houses. And I've played the story as well. I've beaten the story. I can't remember which one it was.
Probably San Andreas.
It was
no, it wasn't
CJ
or something. His main character or something like that.
Yeah, I think something like that. You could get him fat if you wanted, or like ripped. Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're good games that they're going to add, and obviously the story's different. But if it's not a story-driven game, buying it for minor differences in the gameplay.
Well, it is. They have a story. They've all had a story.
They all have a story, but like that's not.
And well,
you don't buy it for the story.
Then the
game buy it for the story.
Gameplay doesn't matter because you go in and do whatever you want. Kind of thing.
And then if you want more structure to this, like that kind of
stuff. But like, I mean, I have Sleeping Dogs. I can go into Sleeping Dogs and do whatever I want in that city. And like,
you can stick with that game if you want. Yeah. But and there's missions and the multiplayer in GTA 4. I've never played.
It's friendly good.
But, yeah, everyone loves it.
Right.
I played it. I mean, it's fun.
I mean, I'd give it I'd give it a chance. I'm probably not going to pre-order it. Is what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
I don't know. For me, I think it's more of a nostalgia aspect.
Yeah, for me personally, it's a little bit of both. I think for me anyway. The last little bit of news was that Call of Duty Ghost, which has been rumored for a while, is set for release in September, which is another one of those like, no duh. I mean, there's a Call of Duty game every September, so
it happens.
And now I guess they're getting rid of the Modern Warfare name because
they finished the story with 3.
Yeah, they have 3. We can do that like 4 because Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare was the first Modern Warfare game.
Yeah, so if you Call of Duty
Modern Warfare 4,
it'd be so confusing.
Yeah. And you had the World War 3 aspect with the Modern Warfare.
Yes, you already did that, so that's fine.
And that story arc ended too with the what's his name, getting his revenge.
And Ghost was a cool character, so I'll go back and.
No, what I'm thinking is that I think they might pull that character because that character dies or whatever, right?
Yeah, you're him when he gets killed.
Are you him? Or you see him?
You're Roach.
No, you've seen it.
Roach.
So I'm just thinking that because he's got the mask thing, you never see his face. Is that maybe that wasn't actually him? So
you can do something like that.
And then Ghost is like you can be anyone, right? You can be anywhere or whatever.
Yeah,
so
I guess that's true.
You never know.
Yeah, I mean, like, we'll see.
I remember playing Modern Warfare 2 and really liking it.
Yeah, you procedures like 3 times. I remember it was like, holy fuck. It took me so long to do it one time. How does someone do this?
So I never and I haven't really. I got Black Ops, and then I haven't really been back to the series.
I haven't been playing it a lot.
Yeah, I got Black Ops. I got into that, and then 3 I bought that too because I just wanted that old.
I still want to play 3.
I just wanted that feel with all my friends playing or whatever, which is why it sells, I think. And then Black Ops 2 came out, and I was like, "This is done."
Yeah,
but then it was on sale for $40, so I bought it.
So yeah.
Well, I don't want to pay the full.
No, I want to try to find Modern Warfare 3 for cheap.
I'd like to do again if we could all get on and do it. Bryce keeps inviting me to play Battlefield.
I know.
You tell me what is it, BF3? I'm like, why? He's into this now.
Speaking of Battlefield,
I tried doing it, but I have like a half-hour update on my PS3 because I've been playing it so long.
Speaking of Battlefield, the Battlefield 4 stuff that came out a couple weeks ago. I'm really excited for Battlefield. I'm always excited. Yeah. It's going to be for the PS4, so I mean, if I can buy a PS4 and I can play 64-player online, Battlefield 4 on my PS4.
Yeah, and it's not being on PS3 at all? Like,
we don't know yet, but I know that we know for sure it'll be on PS4.
That'd be cool, though. Like, it just shows that developer... But who's developed by EA, though, right?
It's, EA.
Which isn't the worst company. But it just shows that they're not in it for the money.
I mean...
Because Ghost is coming out on everything.
It's going to be on everything, yeah. So is Destiny, the new...
it's on PS3 and
Bungie game, yeah. So it's going to be...
It's everything, yeah.
It won't be as good for the
I'm just saying, for a shooter that you expect to be on everything.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? We're focusing on next-gen only.
Which is fine, because Battlefield's, like... For me, it's always been about, like, visceral, like...
But again, we don't know yet, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is that the PS3 and PS4 are so different from one another. It's hard to develop with PS3.
Yeah, so they might just skip it.
So you never know. But the Xbox and the next Xbox, we don't know how similar they are. They could be both... It could be backward compatible.
Yeah, that's true. If they're similar enough, maybe they'll do, like, PS4, Xbox 720, and Xbox 360, and PC.
Yeah.
And not just skip PS3 because it's too hard to develop
or just wait a bit or something, but even that's probably not even worth it.
Yeah. It's always been like, for me, it's like the perfect combination of like the PS4 has a share button, which allows you to capture stuff you did in the past like half hour.
Yeah.
And Battlefield's always had those moments where like I wish I could share this.
The perfect game.
But doesn't Call of Duty Elite do that for Call of Duty already?
I think so, but the moments you do in Battlefield are way more badass.
Oh, obviously.
You jump out of a helicopter, drop C4 in a tank, and explodes behind you. It's like
the engine itself is way more advanced.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember one time I'm able to work, whatever, we're talking about because they like all those guys.
Yeah, they all love that. They
love Call of Duty. Like, yeah, I tried playing Battlefield 3 and it was like. They said it looked so bad, like the graphics were so bad. I was like, what are you talking about? I couldn't fathom what was thinking.
Yeah, no, that's just like the mainstream people, like how they see it.
They just don't understand.
Yeah.
They're just so used to that
Call
of Duty engine.
Well, they want to see that 60 frames per second.
Yeah,
which
they're
is
just so
like,
used to that engine, that grainy 60 frames per second.
I'm so tired of that fucking engine.
And like the realistic flames or whatever. And
those flames aren't even realistic.
And then they see Battlefield 3 and it's like kind of shiny and
it's got
whatever,
that.
But it definitely looks better, so I don't know.
I've always liked Battlefield more, but that's... Again, always starting from Battlefield 2, where me and Dan...
that could be a full podcast talking about the comparisons there. I think everyone knows that it's just more in depth when it's a team.
You have that team aspect.
What it boils down to is Call of Duty is more of an arcade game, and Battlefield's more of a simulator.
You get your fix right away, and then
Battlefield's still very much simulated. It's not very, it's not super realistic. Remember we played that one game?
No, I think it's more simulated. I think it's
Battlefield?
Yeah,
absolutely. It's more than...
simulator.
You're not getting, guns just appearing on you.
Simulation versus arcade, with the simulation, you get all that strategy aspect and team aspect.
Yeah.
That can
Which is much more important in Battlefield than it is in Call of Duty. You can play Call of Duty on your own.
But every time, as soon as you die, you're separated from your team. So it's like...
there's not... When you play with your buddies, you just play whoever gets the most kills.
They're just there next to you.
Whereas when you play Battlefield, we're on the squad
or
together.
you can camp in a building and do that.
Yeah, I guess, but that's... when we played Battlefield Bad Company 2 together...
Oh yeah, that was some of the best games
Like, you'd be spotting, people out with your sniper.
You have your sniper and your other
it's
duties.
much more... Like, the being in a squad together means more than just being able to hear each other talk.
And you get rewarded for doing things as a team.
Yeah.
You get rewarded for a heal.
Everybody gets experience.
I keep saying it's going to be a sad day when the Bad Company 2 servers go down.
Oh, it will be. I'm gonna shed a tear or 3.
I just remember those levels, like all those barn levels, like
it's just barns forever.
The fall trees that are like red. And orange.
There's so many sniper battles.
That was
so
that
far
one
away, and you can see the bullet arch.
Fuck that game.
It's not just like a code that like you're.
It's like you have to.
The sights go over ahead, then you press the trigger.
Let's fucking go on there and play Battlefield 3 with Bryce.
I want to. I bought
do that
Platinum.
fucking update.
Just put it on overnight or whatever.
You still did you buy PlayStation Plus for a year, or what's the deal here? Because you've had it for a while.
It came with my PS3.
But I thought it was
for a year?
Like 3 months. It was a year.
No, I think it was a year.
That's sick. That's a good deal then.
Yeah,
man,
no,
it's
it was a ridiculous deal. I got a really good deal. It was 500 gig PS3, the Super Slim, the new one. The PSN Plus. It came with Assassin's Creed 3, which whatever.
You hate giving to me what you give
I'm
to me.
gonna sell it to you. Fucking hate Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, I know. We'll get into that another
and PlayStation Plus. Well, you guys don't care, but the sale for Resident Evil just ended this week.
I care. Resident Evil.
I'm just saying, every single game was heavily discounted.
Jerry bought his 5th version of Resident Evil.
There wasn't a game over $20.
If you love Resident Evil,
I'm just saying, like I have them all like from 1 to 6, all digital now. So if my disc broke.
We know that you have 9. Yes, if your disc broke, you could go into your attic and find one of the 10 copies you have.
Every game of the main series except for 0 and the remake, because those are Nintendo games.
It's the same reason they don't have. But it has Metal Gear doesn't have that one. Twin Snakes. That's the only one I want to play.
They announced that legendary.
And it doesn't have Twin Snakes because it's still owned by Nintendo.
I'm gonna buy that thing though. I'm gonna buy the shit out of that.
But what the
legendary? Did you see the case of that thing?
No.
It just says Metal Gear Solid, big letters, and then inside each letter is each main character. So you just have 5 different Solid Snakes or
Big Boss,
all in their costume from that game, just staring at you with the thing waving in the mullet.
Yeah, I can't. That game is just that story is just too fucking confusing for me. I can't wrap my head around it. It's so
enthralling though, man. If you just don't know.
I remember playing
4.
I played 4, and I'm I was confused for a lot of it.
That love 4. I love 4.
The Lale Lule Lo.
That's a name of some sort of group or something.
Yeah, because it's the name of the group. I can't remember what they're called, but because some sort of because people can't say it. They made it so that people couldn't say it, the word of it.
Yeah.
So when you try to say it, you just say la la lule lo.
It just sounds.
It sounds like gibberish.
Yeah, but for us, that was one of our first experiences of next gen, PS3.
Yeah, it looks so cool.
I think it was my second actually, and I was like, "This is crazy."
Speaking of multiplayer, that wasn't very good. That multiplayer
It was
wasn't very
okay.
good.
I thought it was kind of cool though, like the gameplay. You could switch between first person and third person. Though.
Yeah, I did like that. Well, that was one of that like
And
right
there was
first
a lot
trailer.
of cool DLC packs that we did not get into. I'm pretty sure that were pretty cool. So.
That game doesn't have. Why didn't they patch it with trophies?
They did.
They did? What?
Yeah, it's got
when,
trophies.
When was that?
Last year,
You gotta
man.
go back to it now.
Man, maybe.
So now if you replay it, which you can now, you get trophies.
That's cool.
It's not gonna Jeremy the guy. I might go back and platinum Uncharted just because.
Uncharted.
Well, I was
or
going to
Uncharted
because
2?
I wanted to. Well, he wants to do the first 2 games, but I want to platinum 3 before Last of Us because it's kind of like the same gameplay, like
Yeah.
whatever, and just get that over with because
I'm
I
so
want it.
close to the platinum in Uncharted, like the first one.
well, really?
And very close. And Uncharted 2, I have it already.
They're easy, just a lot of dedication.
Yeah, you have to go back and like, okay,
Because
you
you gotta
get
get a
these
lot
kind
of
of
kills
kills
in one weapon, or like 250 on each
Yeah.
weapon.
One is definitely
everything.
harder to platinum than 2.
But like that's what a platinum
know.
should be though. You should have to put in
Yeah.
the work.
No, I'm so close to Far Cry. I don't know why I don't have it. Far Cry 3,
That
I
one's
literally,
easy, man.
I
Look at
literally need 3 more multiplayer maps to play.
I looked at that thing, man. That one's the easiest platinum
man,
ever.
I got every single single player trophy in one playthrough.
It's so easy. But I remember, I guess it was on Podcast Beyond or whatever, but like they said like when you beat a game, you should have like 60 or 50% of trophies,
Yeah.
no matter what, just by playing
Depends
it.
on the game.
It depends on the game.
Yeah, but like just
to
as like
have
a-
that, because like you beat a game, it's like I got 8% of the trophies.
yeah, like all of it. Like yeah, like I'm never gonna platinum this game.
Like
Fuck it.
if you get 50, maybe there's that incentive to keep that
Yeah.
game
Yeah.
and keep going and playing it, right?
But if you like, there's certain games like, speaking going back, Grand Theft Auto, that game is almost impossible to
Really?
platinum. Like you couldn't.
I've seen some people with it.
I know, but that was thousands of hours of gameplay just to get that platinum.
Well, maybe you think it's just more complicated than it actually is, because I don't know about
Fucking
that.
no, it's like
I don't
look
know.
at it.
I feel like maybe some like there's probably like ways to like cheat.
But like
Well,
GTA 4 came out when trophy lists
Yeah,
were like
that's the
really
thing.
really hard.
And that like even Killzone 2.
Never
Because
platinum.
they had trophies where it's like you have to be in the top 10,000 online or something like
Yeah,
that.
like never. That'll never happen.
I think they fixed it, but like they just didn't really get a grasp of what trophies like. They need to be attainable. Effort, but attainable.
Yeah.
Even
You know?
Mortal Kombat has like you have to have 24 hours of gameplay as each character.
That's
Which is
when
crazy.
each match
But
is like a minute
that makes
long.
sense for a game like that because it's more of a hardcore game.
But that's just putting in the work. But there are also some online trophies that are kind of hard
Yeah.
to get.
Um,
Injustice
and
I
even
think
Uncharted
I'll be
like
able to
kind
do.
of started it, I think, with their list or whatever, all the shit you
oh
can buy.
yes,
They did that on their own. Then they made those into trophies when
Yeah.
they patched Uncharted 1.
Well, what I liked in Uncharted is that you could go. It's like, well, you need this many kills with this weapon. You can go into the menu and
You
see you
see
have
it.
this many kills. You have with this
And
weapon.
then what
That's
happened
very
in
useful.
3? They fucking got rid of that shit.
I don't know why. But I mean, I didn't like the gunplay in 3 very much in comparison to 2.
Well, they said they patched it and they made it like 2 again.
Really?
So,
I didn't know that. I
That was like
haven't played it in a
that
while.
was like only, actually like a month after release they did that.
Well, I just remember playing it and being like, man, this feels weird. Like the
Well,
guns
it was
don't
just
feel
harder.
right.
Like you shoot them, like you had to shoot them more times
Yeah.
than usual.
It was more like one in that sense. One, it was a lot more shooting and less of the stealth, and
Well, there's a lot.
and like
of,
even
go
like
around the
headshots
corner.
wouldn't always be headshots. You
There
know?
was a lot of go around the corner. Then there's a huge area. You got to take everyone out.
yeah,
kind of in
I
Uncharted
hate
1.
that. That's what I remember going out of that castle in Uncharted 1 and being
But
like,
even in Uncharted 2, they have that. Like I stopped playing it because I'm on the hardest difficulty. What's it called? The
Crushing?
Crushing. Crushing. Yeah. And there's that one point where you're like in the there's those boats. You're kind of swimming
Yeah,
around and you're shooting.
Oh,
everyone,
yeah,
They have
yeah.
like turrets and stuff.
yeah.
I couldn't get past it, so I stopped. That was a while ago.
That's I've tried to beat that section stealthily. You
Yeah,
can only
you can't.
get one part of it.
no,
through
you can
before-
get to a certain point, but then you
Certain
have
point.
to. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
I hate that
that was
part.
one. I remember one gripe you kept saying is like in 1 or whatever, or was it 2?
In 2, like the monastery part is one of my favorite parts because you can be stealth for almost all of it.
But in 1 though, it's like impossible.
Yeah,
Like,
in
you
1
do
you can't.
something. It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
hey, and then he runs at
Yeah,
you.
it's and those stealth kills are harder
But
to
I
pull
guess
off.
they want it to. I guess they want you to have that confrontation though, because what if
Yeah.
you do stealth the entire time? That's not really an Uncharted game.
No, it's not.
would be like I would have loved that. That would be
Would've-
fun for
I
me.
guess,
That's what
but,
I
like-
wanted.
But that's
That's
kind
not
of like
what they
I want
want.
I don't want it in a game, but I want the option in a game.
no, it's
Yeah.
kind of like that's like a Splinter Cell game. Then you play that.
If you want the option, then think
Or
about it. You
Metal
play an
Gear.
entire Uncharted game where you just snuck around the entire time. That's not Uncharted.
Well, no. It's not possible to do it the entire time, but there are certain areas.
They like in 2 they specified like with the museum or whatever, use darts sometimes,
Yeah.
but you had to be stealthy. They should specify more in areas where you can't do it.
There's other points in 2 where if you do a section stealthily enough, there'll be an extra little bit of dialogue. It'll be like, did you see me take down all those guys?
Oh,
and like
yeah.
little like quips and stuff like
I'm
that.
pretty sure that's anyway. I'm pretty sure that happens anyway.
No, it doesn't. I remember because I've played 2 a
Played
few
both
times.
ways.
Man, that game.
I played it
That's
3
also
times.
one of my-
I'm coming back like
I played 1 and 2 3 times just because I lost my save files.
Oh shit!
I that game, Uncharted 2, is my favorite game. It's my favorite game of every game, and it's what made me buy PS3. I know there's a lot of nostalgic games that you could point to, like that's right. I was going to say Call of Duty, but that's not right. GoldenEye. But no.
I don't know, it's weird. A lot of people like 1 more than 2. A lot of people hate 2. A lot of people love 2.
Who hates 2?
A lot of people,
IGN, Greg Miller, he hates 2.
No, he doesn't hate 2.
Yeah, he does. He likes 1 better, and he likes 3 better than both of them.
That makes him a bad person, then.
I'm not saying. A lot of people don't like 2.
I love 2.
I know you do. I'm just saying.
2's also, it is the first game I played on the PS3.
That's the first, it's one of the first 2, so it
can
be a reason.
Yeah.
I don't know about favorite game of all time. Well, that's tough.
Should I tell the story about me trying to buy PS3 in the middle of the night? Like, I gotta buy this game, I gotta buy this
It's tough,
console.
but you had to pick one. What would you pick? You're like Nitro, Republic, or Mass Effect?
Like the same game.
And me, I'm Resident Evil 4 or a Mario game.
I don't know, Mario 64 was awesome back in the day. And even
that's
like
just
growing
like a
up on
game
Mario.
changer though, right? Like that just touched your imagination in a way like when you were a kid that you just... I don't think a game could touch you now.
Huge. I don't know. The Mass Effect
series
series is
phenomenal. It doesn't have to be a game changer too. That's the thing. It's your personal experience.
Yeah.
That's true. You're right. Nice Zero Pellet Mass Effect.
Because you can have a different connection to a game.
Look,
that connection can mean something. Therefore, it's your favorite game of all time.
Which BioWare game is your favorite game of all time?
Like if you were to list the best game of all time, you'd have to take into account
well, that'd be my best.
It's such a no. I know that takes away the personal aspect out of it. You'd say the what they put into it, and how many hours,
what did it
graphics,
mean,
just everything.
What did it mean to the industry?
That's the most crucial part, I think, for best games.
Yeah, and there's certain games. I think Uncharted. I think the first Uncharted definitely had a bit of that.
Yeah.
And
actually, I remember I didn't have PS3, and I remember them saying it was like Indiana Jones, but like they grabbed because it was too short and stuff.
I think it was a good length.
I played it and I thought it was long, so
I liked it. Going back, it obviously doesn't hold up as well as 2, but
I don't know, some like the jungle graphics, like the leaves and stuff, are crazy.
But
3, when you get the forest around the chateau and the waterfalls and stuff, it's crazy too.
3 is a beautiful game.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a whole thing about like the physics of their fire on in the chateau, which was a little bit overkill. Like, okay, it's obviously the fire is designed to do this, so.
Yeah. There's a lot of overkill in that game.
But yeah, that's an Uncharted game. So.
A lot of subjects we just covered there.
We pretty much covered everything.
Only other thing in games, Lobo DLC is this.
Oh yeah.
No, did you watch the trailer with him and Batman though?
Not yet.
It's good, man. Like
I'm gonna buy the season pass. I'm gonna get all the DLC.
I don't know too much about the character, but like he uses his motorcycle, his shotgun a lot. Like,
he uses chains a lot.
Is it a space shotgun?
It's a shot-off like double barrel, I think.
But is it from space?
I don't know.
What about Lobo?
What is he like famous for, Lobo?
He's a bounty hunter. He's like a super powerful bounty
hunter. What comic?
He's mostly Superman.
Okay.
More with Superman.
Where would I know him? I've never seen him.
You would know him from probably he was in the cartoon. He was in the Justice League animated series.
Okay. What about the Superman one?
Maybe. I don't know. I didn't really watch too much of it.
He doesn't seem like a Superman.
He's a weird character, but like he's super powerful.
There was rumor for a while that The Rock was going to play him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
I don't really care much about him as a character. I just care about another character.
He's kind of like over the top though, like
very
not
much.
quite like Deadpool, like he talks to like breaks the fourth wall, but he's from what I've seen from the gameplay, like it's like Deadpool.
Yeah,
like he'll make jokes or something.
Yeah.
Like when he kills you and stuff.
He was in an animated series a couple episodes. He's really weird. As a character, he's not that appealing to me as far as like in the DCU.
He's a fan favorite. I don't really know why so many people love him so much.
It's like the same reason so many people love Deadpool.
Yeah,
I really don't like Deadpool.
From what I
Deadpool?
know, it's similar to Deadpool, but I actually don't like Deadpool that much.
I don't.
What's
like
wrong with you
either.
guys?
No, I think it's just like a unique over the top character that people just like.
I don't know. Maybe I'm into that whole meta thing. That's why I like Community so much.
Yeah, you're way into that shit.
You're so meta that like,
I fucking love Ultimate Mortal Kombat. No, not Ultimate Mortal Kombat. Sorry, MK versus Marvel, whatever.
MK versus DC.
No. The
Ultimate Marvel Capcom. Yeah.
Yeah, you have that game, right?
Yeah, I have the third.
Even that game, like one of the super moves, he grabs the health bar and beats you with it.
Yeah,
that's like the epitome of that character.
It's breaking the fourth wall.
And like at the end, he like, or if you die, he says like, "You pressed the wrong button" or something like that.
So that's why he's cool. He's unique and he's different. So.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, guys. But remember, that was out of our podcast, the Tower of Babble Podcast, where we talk not just games, but movies, comics, television, and more. So if you want to hear the whole thing, find it on iTunes and on our website, towerbabblepodcast.com. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, @TowerBabblecast, and like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Tower Babblecast.